Okay. Okay, now I told you about Skippy Smith. He's kind of like thinking of Fonzie, right? He looked like a tough guy and all that stuff, but really a nice guy. And he he only went to like eighth grade or something like that. But anyway, he and Jimmy, we ran into him once in a while, right? Well, he knew that Jimmy was an accountant. He knew he taught accounting and he was an accountant. And Skippy ends up marrying this girl, an Italian girl. Now, they had money. I don't know, what her father did or anything, but he had money and connections because, for a while there, Skippy had all kind of jobs. One day he was a drag racer actually for Dodge cars. In those days, they didn't have much in the way of stock car racing. They had like Indianapolis 500 type, and Le Mans, but really not that much stock. And but they had drag racing, and these companies were building, bigger and bigger engines, 420 cubic inches, etc. And Skippy used to race, just drag racing, not around the track, just a straight shot, for Dodge. Anyway, he had all kinds of jobs. So anyway, when he gets married, though, they have money. So he has a daughter, and the daughter, according to Jimmy, is like the daughter. Her mother takes her over to New York. She's in some ads, TV ads. She does some, advertisements in magazines and stuff like that. Yeah. So anyway, Skippy's like, hey, what do I know, Duff? Not me. It wasn't my connections that did it. But anyway, then Skippy, I'm saying his father-in-law had some connections. But anyway, Skippy he gets a route, okay, garbage. And he buys this garbage truck. It was like in those days, maybe a $75,000 garbage truck. This is not a, garbage truck with two guys hanging off the back. This is a garbage truck that goes around, has these forklift things in the front, and it picks up dumpsters, and dumps them over the back like that. So the driver never gets out of the cab. Anyway, so Skippy's doing that, right? And he goes to Jimmy and he says, hey, Duff, I need you to do my taxes. Jim says, yeah, sure, no problem. So Skippy comes up and he has just stuff written on 8.5 by 11. No documentation, nothing. Here's how much money I made. Here's how much money I spent. Here's how much the truck cost, all the stuff. So he's like, Skip, you don't have anything? Nothing? No. So Duff does his income tax, right, based on what he told. So when Skippy goes up to pick it up, he says, Skip, here's your income tax, but it isn't signed. I ain't signing. I can't sign this income tax. He says, you got to sign it yourself. Just say you did it yourself. I ain't charging you nothing. He said, because I don't want a check from you for the taxes. So he goes, well, what can I give you? What can I work something out? So he said, tell you what. He had this dune buggy, and it was like a Volkswagen Beetle, but it had these great big tires on it. They were out wide and stuff like that. And you could ride on the sand with it, dunes and stuff like that. So Jimmy said, hey, I go down to the beach, down at Jersey Shore a few times a year. When I go down, can I borrow the dune buggy, for nothing? Jimmy says, yeah, no problem, Duff. So then Jimmy goes, but Skip, I got to ask you a question here. If they call you in, what are you going to say? You don't have anything, nothing. So he goes, Duff, I only went to the 8th grade for crying out loud. He said, I'll put on some Glad rags. I'll dilate my pupils with some stuff he has. And he said, they'll think I'm tripped out on something. They won't know the difference. They may give me a slap on the wrist, but then I got to think I did anything criminal here. You know what I mean? So that's what he did. So this goes on for a few years, right? Well, and Jimmy's borrowing the truck, the dune buggy and stuff, right? But then Skippy's moving up in the world, right? Business is good. He gets a second truck. He needs a driver in the summertime for the second truck. Guess who the driver is? Duff. He's the driver. He's driving, but he starts at like 11 o'clock at night. He starts at 11 at night and works until like 7 in the morning. And he goes and like 7-Elevens and little convenience stores and places that close at 9:30, 10 o'clock. He's out there picking up the garbage. Places that close at 2 and 3, the bars is always that. He's picking up the garbage, And some places, he comes back early in the morning because they're open really late, and stuff. And he's 7-Elevens and stuff like that. So, yeah, but he never gets out of the truck. But here's the professor. He's got his master's degree in accounting. He's a CPA. He's a professor at Morris County Community College, and he's driving a garbage truck at night. Hey, it paid for his vacations. It paid for his fun and games. But anyway, I'm saying he and Skippy had a long-term relationship. That was talk about your odd couple there. But anyway, that'll give you a little sense of Uncle Jim, a little better sense anyway.